guys, welcome to another new video on Only English Literature, where we are going to talk about a novel winner of the Booker Prize in 1997, which gives us explicit details of casteism and the major issue in India. It's coming from the writer who won the National Film Award for Best Screenplay in 1989 for the screenplay of In Which Annie Gives It Those Ones, and is also a political activist involved in human rights and environmental causes. Yes, you guessed it right. The novel is The God of Small Things and the writer is Arundhati Roy. The story revealed in Fragmentary, the scenes mostly took place between 1993 and 1969. It's about a wealthy landowning Christian Ipe family settled in Ayamanam, a town in Kerala in India. The plot focuses on the 7-year-old twins Esther and Rahel, who live with their mother Ammu, their grandmother Mammachi, their uncle Chaco, and their great aunt Baby Kochamma. Backstory of 1969, where it tells about Mammachi's marriage with Papachi, an imperial entomologist. Entomology is the study of insects, who used to beat her a lot. By 1969, Papachi died and Mammachi became blind. Behind her house there is Minachil River, where her pickle factory is situated. Paradise Pickles and Preserves. Baby Kochamma is a harsh character, a jealous old woman who unrequitedly loves an Irish missionary. Chaco went to Oxford and married Margaret Kochamma, an English woman. They had a daughter, Sophie Moll, and then Margaret left Chaco for a man named Joe. Chaco returned to Ayamanam and took over the pickle factory. Meanwhile, Ammu married Baba, trying to escape Ayamanam. But Baba turned out to be an abusive alcoholic husband. After the twins were born, the two separated and Ammu moved back to Ayamanam. On the other part of the novel, we see a wider society of Kerala. The Communist Party is gaining power and threatens to overthrow landlords like the Ipes. The Ipes live near an untouchable and inferior caste family that includes Velutha, a young man who works for Chaco and is immensely loved by the twins. After Joe, the current husband of Margaret, dies in an accident, Chaco invites Margaret Kochamma along with the daughter Sophie Moll to Ayamanam for the holidays. Esther, Rahel, Ammu, Chaco and baby Kochamma make a trip to the airport, and on the way their car is trapped by a communist march. The family then goes to watch a movie and Esther is molested by the orange drink lemon drink man, a vendor at the theater. The next day, Sophie and Margaret arrive and the family returns to Ayamanam. Esther daydreams that the orange drink man will come for him, so he restricts Rahel to not go near him. In order to escape from all this, they find a boat and row across the river to the History House, the abandoned home of an Englishman. The twins set up a hideout there. Meanwhile, Ammu dreams about Velutha, and that night she and Velutha meet by the river and have sex. They continue to meet every night for the next 2 weeks. One day, Velyapapan, Velutha's father, comes to Mammachi and confesses his son's relationship with Ammu. Mammachi and baby Kochamma lock Ammu in her room where she screams and curses the twins. The twins decide to run away to the History House and Sophie Moll comes with them. Their boat tips over in the middle of the river as they cross the river and Sophie Moll drowns. The twins reach shore and terrified fall asleep in the History House, unaware that Velutha is there too. Baby Kochamma complains into the police station telling Inspector Thomas Matthew that Velutha tried to rape Ammu and kidnap the children. 6 policemen find Velutha and beat him brutally in front of Esther and Rahel. When Matthew finds out that Velutha is innocent, he threatens to charge baby Kochamma. Terrified for herself, she convinces as well as blackmails them to save Ammu by telling the police that Velutha killed Sophimol. Velutha dies in jail that night. After Sophimol's funeral, baby Kochamma convinces Chaco to throw Ammu out of the house, and Ammu's helplessness forces her to return Estha to Baba. The twins were separated for 23 years, during which Estha ceases speaking completely. When he is 31, Baba re-returns him to Ayamanem. Meanwhile, Rahel is kept with Ammu and kicked out of many schools. Ammu's death shocked her internally as she was just 11 years old. Thereafter, Rahel marries an American and lives in Boston, but then gets divorced. When she hears about Estha is also here, she returns to Ayamanem. In 1993, Mammachi died, and baby Kochamma and the cook Kochu Maria spent all day watching TV as the house fell apart. The history house has been converted into a grand 5-star hotel. Rahel and Estha, who still does not speak, are united through some old memories and end up reasserting their closeness by making love. Let's discuss the themes in The God of Small Things. Small things in The God of Small Things. The God of Small Things society that is only centered around big things like caste system. Roy shows like small things showing small details like their activities, the whisper and scurry of small lives, as well as secrets, promises, scenes and other emotional creatures that people do not want to acknowledge. Because of leading an honorable and noble life, the I family has avoided the small moments of their life. So the children's escape to dark, secret places like the river and the history house represents their hearts willing to nurture and protect their innocence. Second theme is sex and violence. In the first instance, we see Estha's molestation by the orange drink lemon drink man. Second, when Ammu and Velutha's riverside affair has been caught by their family, which results in Velutha's violent death. Furthermore, another instance when Roy shows us about the incest sexual relationship of the twins, though it's not violence, but the reconciliation of old lost closeness. Last theme but not the least, Marxism in The God of Small Things. Velutha, a Paravan who is forbidden to enter the houses or even restricted to touch the upper caste, as I have said in the summary that a protest was going on against the discrimination. Despite all this, the twins and their mother Ammu spent quality time with him. Eventually, Ammu falls in love with him, which shows love is above all. Although the laws pass, Velutha is killed for his deeds. Still, there remains a spark of hope to eradicate this caste system through their eternal love.